Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Dead End here in City Skylines. But today, we're going to do something that we haven't done in a very long time, and that is create a new town. And I'll give you a couple of reasons why. One, we are only 15,000 population away from 100,000, and I feel like before we do end the series, we've got to reach 100k, right? Which, to be able to do that, is gonna have to revolve around me building somewhat of a new town, because we don't have the room in our current towns to kind of get that type of population. And it does then mean I kind of have to get rid of a smaller town that I do have right now. So it's time to say ripperoni pepperoni to an existing town, and hello, a new town, which is going to bring us lots and lots of issues, which I'm really excited for. Guys, welcome back. If you are enjoying this series so far, I want to see more, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. If you're new around here, make sure you do subscribe so you're notified when that next episode does come out. But we're here. Last episode we did the Industry 4.2.0. I can't know what it's actually called right now. Is it 4.0 or 2.0? It's 4.0. There we go. Got our big, beautiful car factory right now, which is now pumping out the Senimobiles like you would not believe. And things are looking in the right direction. We got a nice big chunk of residential demand, which is going to help us to go on to build a new town. Now, I was looking at the map, I'm thinking, yo, where could we actually build it right now? We got Los Wages in the middle. I could build it down here, but it's very industrialized. It wouldn't really make much sense because the whole population's up here. Not really any good places around any other areas. You know, what we currently got up here in the mountains wouldn't really work either. And I was thinking, we have the most amount of space in crude. Majority of all this is flat-ish. So underutilized for such a small town. Now, what I could do is I could have a highway bridge coming over, a normal bridge, a train bridge. I could do all the infrastructure to bring people over, and I could turn this in quite a decent-sized town. So today, guys, we are saying goodbye to crude. But don't worry, it will still be called crude. But crude is having some money invested in it. And it's going to go from this sleepy, prehistoric oil town into something a lot more glorious. Can we get a rip in the chat right now for crude, guys? We're going to need a rip in the chat for crude right now. So what I'm going to do is, right, I'm going to completely get rid of everything here. It's all going to go. Actually, rid of everything except from the trees, because we have been given quite a lot of cash money moolah. Quite a lot of cash money moolah right now to redesign, rebuild, and re-energize this area. We're going to get rid of the oil industry, and we'll probably replace it back in at some point. But crude is now gone. Now, to be able to build over here, we first need to bring the residents over. Now, also, I need to check the topography right now because it does go up quite a bit. So I've got to be a little bit careful and kind of aware of that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm not in a sense, well, I'm going to build a highway, but I'm not in a sense going to build it directly into the town. I'm probably going to build a highway and maybe connect it to this roundabout, for example, because it's a good way to connect to it. Maybe do a highway that kind of goes around the ring of crude. That would probably be like a better option. So we're going to get rid of all of this. Goodbye. Now bring it to there because we're going to switch it out for like a highway style road anyway. Bring you down to there. So while crude seems to be on this little dirt mound, as you can see, it's on like a little bit of a mound. We'll do like a national road that kind of goes around the edges like that and connect back up. So we can kind of then pull off the national road to get into the city centre or the town centre. I only really want it to kind of have up to or around 15,000 population to pump us over the 100k mark. Now, I need to bring roads across the river. Obvious one would be this one. Is it a 6-lane or a 4-lane? It is a 4-lane. That will then just go shooting straight across as a bridge. But I don't want it to be the dominant route. I want to have one that's connected to our highway system. So I'm thinking this here, if I redesign this whole connection here, I can utilize this roundabout for it to go up and over and then kind of connect to our little bit of a ring road. And then everyone is jazzy. So let's build the ring road first, because that is what is going to enable us to do what we really want to do. So I'm going to create first then a couple of straight pieces, and then we'll kind of connect to them. So the straight pieces are more there for kind of utilizing our solid connection to the area. So if I delete you back a bit, and then we'll kind of go for a little bit of a bend just there. Like that. We're going to have that one coming across to here. So that one doesn't really matter. Would I have another one over at this point? Maybe I probably will. So I'm going to run this kind of straight to there, which I'm going to bend it up this way and then hook it back into there, because I can then turn that into somewhat of a junction. So if I then do a straight piece just here, I just want it to be a little bit different, you know what I mean? I just want it to be a little bit different. So bring you up so we can do kind of like a little swooping bend. And I think then we'll have one like that. So if I upgrade all this, so we're still keeping this road and this entry as the only original parts of crew that we've kind of got right now, which is quite sad. It's quite sad, isn't it? So if I use the connection tool then, just so I can do some genius connections. And we'll go maximum on their bends so I can really utilize the roads from it. That's elevated. I should really have all this set to going down below. Or being stuck to the ground, I should say. There we go. So from here to there. We'll go big on that bend. And boom. Nice. So from here to here. Bring you right down. Boom. So nice little wiggle. Couple of little dents. Couple of straight pieces. This should work out fairly well for us all. So to there. And then the final one would then take place just here. So again, go big. I think I might have been a bit too big on that one there. Boom. There we go. So we have this little ring that goes around. I'll eventually set these roundabout there and one there. I'll set them all up correctly and a little bit better. I just want to initially bring our traffic in. Now, we're going to utilize it by having a highway coming off, which means I do have to then change the approach of all of this. Now, I'm not 100% sure on how I'm going to do it. Would we still need the roundabout? Maybe, probably. This road is quite bulky for what we now need it for. So again, it does then revolve me kind of changing that. But what if I use this road here as, instead of connecting into the roundabout, we use it as a complete overpass of the roundabout and then do little slip roads to it? That would work out, but I feel like the roundabout then needs to be a little bit bigger. So where this road would be the through road going straightly across there, this road here could be the through road to there, and then wherever they meet is where we drop a larger roundabout within it. Oh my goodness me, I can already feel the stress right now as what I'm about to do. So kill off you. I'm going to kill off you to just there, and I'll get rid of you to about there. So this needs to be elevated a bit higher, but I can do that myself anyway. So what I'll do then, and I'm using these just national roads. I mean, I could bulk it up to maybe the 4-lane roads, but we're coming from a national road to a national road. Is there going to be a lot of traffic? There probably will be. Maybe this gives me my chance right now to bulk it up to a 2-laner. Yeah, we'll go for that instead. So I want to go in this direction. So if I first keep this elevated to 10 and just kind of pass it over. Alright, so I've come out by 10 there. So by 10 there. So I know it's 10 either side of this road. So if I just do that for now, I don't know how I'm going to do it. Probably some type of trumpet or whatever. I might have actual road that maybe leads into it. That's why we got a double. I don't ultimately know just yet. But we'll keep it elevated because we're going to go straight across this because you want to make sure, alright, that you've got enough room for the ships to sail under. So if that pretty much going straight as it is, it's then down to me to kind of change how we connect to the rest of the section. So if I choose, for example, here and just normal now, I don't need it to be bridge style. But if I went to about, let's just say here, 100 mark. But what I need from this is, and we'll go down to the ground. I need to do it a straight crisscross. So if I chose this one here, and then just came out by, say, 5 there, and then 10 that side. So now I've got a 10 by 10. Right, I'm going to have to anarchy that. It's a 10 by 10 either side, and that's where I can drop my roundabout to create my little slip roads coming off. Then this road here will bend and connect to that. This road will kind of bend and connect to that as well. So I'm going to pull this back a bit. I'm going to put it to there because we're going to highway it anyway. And that does lead down to here, which would it need to be upgraded to a 4-lane road? See, these are the decisions I got to make. Maybe I only keep this one a 4-lane road and maybe just keep this one to a singular. I just don't know how much traffic we're going to see from it. That's the tough question. That is the tough question. Right, if I keep that elevated right now, and then I do a connection. So this is what I can pretty much get away with. So it's all elevated anyway, and then the roundabout will kind of pop up there. If I do the same to here, and then just go maximum on the bend. Just like that. I then, underneath this section right now, need to create the plus. So don't worry about it too much just yet. But if I pull up my roundabout mod right now, and I believe, I want to say it was a 60. That last one, what size is this? That's a 60 as well. So I'm going to go for a little bit bigger because of what we're doing right now to an 80 style. And it's going to be a 3-lane highway roundabout, which if I can get just underneath, bam. There we go. The whole thing's elevated, so I'm going to bring it back down, but kill off you. Highway right now, 3-lane, making it normal to the ground. That should work. There we go. So we'll have better solid connections in. Actually, if I delete it back a bit, let me redo this. I don't know why I did it so early. Kill all that off because we'll create it ourselves anyway. So normal styly right now. We've got the point just there. So if that is the 10. If I bring it into 5, where I can do my stuff. 10 into 5. There we go. So we'll connect from that. If these roads here do become busier than what they are, then we'll up them to a 4-lane road. Previously, they were just normal. There were these anyway, and the traffic was handling just fine. I just don't know the additional that's going to come from having this kind of system all in. But we'll see what happens. It's very easy to change and upgrade anyway, so there's no stress on our part. But I want to keep, some reminiscence of previous stuff in. Like, I still want to have that elevator going over, the trains going underneath. That kind of is important for me. I'm going to upgrade all of this road here to the 4-lane style road. So, oh, that's not elevated. There we go. So, because we already have the 2. The 2 on the connection here, the 2 slip roads. So, I'm surprised I haven't done it any time sooner. All right, I'll just go like that then. So that all works out fine, leads up to here. I just need to then create, and I think I'll bring it from this section, using the connection tool right now to get these all connected. So bam, bam. And obviously we'll then change the elevation where it just kind of glides up nicely. So bam. Just like that, which it does it itself anyway, which is pretty cool. So that leads up to there. We'll have a slip road coming off and on to this. All good. And then if I pull this back by a little bit, and then connection from there to there, it's all glorious. Alright, how far can I take this? There. Sweet. And it all just falls into place quite nicely. Big dominant highway, which does connect to this roundabout, which could cause us some issues, but nevertheless, we're connected to the highway system. Now, I could ultimately connect in different ways to different areas. We are connected to this road coming down here, which leads down to here, but if I want to go in the grand scheme of things, and maybe I could create some type of connection that came through here, that would, you know, I could create a connection to this, which could then lead over. And have multiple options. But for now, we'll just go with the dominant highway and begin with that. So if I just change my power network grid and where this is running all the power right now. So that goes to there, which I no longer need it to. It can just be there. There we go. So that's got power. I got to bring this over. So we'll bring it over in a less invasive way. Just down to there. And I'll run this here. Sweet, mate. Sweet. So, let's sort this roundabout out. Get the road connected all back up. I can then go back into play mode, and then we don't have any issues. So we're 5-way on both sides right now. For this, what I need to do is we'll kind of first elevate up. So that is... Right, it's going to be a little bit difficult to do this. 16, and then that is... Okay, so this works out well. So I could do a 10 by 10 going down on that side. 10 by 10 going up. So it all happens from these little kind of nodes, which is handy for us. Should be super handy for us right now, because then we can make it as uniform as we could possibly want it, and then we'll kind of connect it all in, and obviously we'll then turn that into a national road for the mathematics, boys. So here then, I just want to do a 7 by a 7. Here's a little bit different because we're on the bend, so I'm going to have to do a 9 by an 8, just because we are on a bend, so one side is going to be shorter than the other. But I think that would be okay. I think so. I think so. So just making sure that this is all facing the right way. So you go in and you're coming out. You're going in. You're coming out. So this road here and all of this would be a national road because, you know, the math. And then we just connect this from there. Now, if I do a 7, it gives me time to create a bend. Like that. And then like that. So I just get the ones flipping around on the right way, which is you and you. So when I say a bend, I get to kind of just slightly do that. So it's not so much of a 90-degree turn going in. It's a nice slip in. So the cars should maintain their speed. That's pretty nice. I mean, as good as you can get it for all the kind of factors that you've got to have into play right now with creating something like this. Works out pretty fine. Now, this itself then, we're going to just go for this. I could do 6s, but I'm going to stick to 7 because that's what we've got on the other one. Keeping that to the ground. 7 by 7. So that's a little bit difficult to get that one in, but in that way. And again, same kind of thing. Bend. Bend. So we're trying to maintain the car's speed as they enter and exit the roundabout. So that's done then. How much I need to upgrade these is going to change with time. That all comes down to how much demand I'm going to have once I build the new version of Crude right now. So that's all in. That looks pretty decent. I'll take it. I might have to slope these a little bit more, but I'll take it. So we'll set the roundabout up to begin with. So holding shift and control, clicking. So we should have everything all set up. Yeah. Do the quick lane connectors right now, just so we can do the lane math as quick as possible. Bam, just like that. Sometimes they like to turn here. You can see we had that little turning arrow. Just sort that out real quick. And yeah, that's probably as far as I want to take that. We'll just real quickly right now sort out the slopey slopes. So there to there. Ooh, we're going to have to elevate that bit then, aren't we? To there. There. To there. There. To there. So I'm going to have to elevate that little section right now because that is sticking slightly up. And, still slightly bumpy, isn't it? Do I have to do it again now? No. Alright, it should be fine anyway. Right, sweet. So then we want to get connected down to here. Now, yeah, I'm fully aware that I'm kind of messing up everything else leading over to this right now. Because that's a 4-lane. I'm now switching it up into a singular lane, 2-lane road. But again, I just want to see what type of demands we're going to have in the future. But pressing play right now, we're all back to being up and running with this. So we've changed that whole junction to give us an approach into the brand new version of Crude. This is quite exciting. So I'll be using the roundabout a lot, but again, it's 4-way traffic we're dealing with at this point. So it sets that quite nice. So we'll give that some time. We'll see how it kind of ticks along and whatnot. But there we go. Glorious. So we're into over here then. And I think here it's going to be... so I could do more of the same. I could literally do or utilize the turn-off roads here, which will still have a singular road. So I could create like a really, really unique trumpet or something like that. But we could have roads that just turn off there. And then that road there goes straight and continues in maybe into the center. Bit of a tough one, isn't it? It is a bit of a tough one. Okay. So I could do maybe like a standard on and off ramp, but this is a highway style road, so you got to keep it flowing. So then I could stick a big roundabout on it. I could do a double-sided roundabout, which would be kind of cool, but again, that's probably taking it a little bit too far. So what I think I should do first then is maybe focus on how I want the road layout in Crude, what I want it to be like, before I progress any further. So I'm also going to create a bridge coming from over here. So what I'm going to do is delete that and delete you and you just for a quick second. That is a 4-lane style road, this one here, which I'm going to bring up, well, continue in to about there, and then by 12 we would have raised it by 10. And then am I keeping it at a 10 mark? Yeah, I think we should. So another... Oh no, I've gone up by 12, haven't I? Okay, we'll keep it to 12. So I'm now raised with this. I'm now raised with that road. So if I keep that junction there free, but then use this national road that did originally come and connect into there to go underneath and instead connect it to here. I don't know how much that's going to work, but we still get to keep our national road. Unless I use that national road to kind of bypass and maybe connect to there, and then we just have a couple of roads that connect to it. That might be a better option. So if I went here, if I'm in there with that straight piece, deleted you, deleted you. See, now we're working with all different road layouts within Dead End right now. This is pretty cool. We're creating some alternative routes. So this would have been very easy for me to kind of build anyway, but I just want to make sure that everything runs as smoothly as it can. So bring you to there. So it all kind of just bypasses it, the whole area. That's what that road's for. Straight up to Browntown and in. But we can have, you know, the road connections going up to it. So let's say I use this one. No, I don't want to use that one. I'll use this one as one of the roads that connects directly in. And I'll use this one as one of the roads. We have two roads there connecting to it. So while it is somewhat of like a highway style road, we're not acting or treating it like it. So you still get everything that you need. And it bypasses. So a lot of the traffic from Browntown hasn't got to come in to go down, to go across, to then go up, to go in. So it provides us with these alternative routes, which is quite handy. Which is quite handy right now. So then we're going to bring this all the way over. Vehicles are now turning around. So here we go. And we'll do a bridge style. So bridge it to about there. And then just keeping it elevated and up. A 30. Over the little kind of highway style road. Look at these roads now leading over. Damn. Which one do you reckon, if you're coming from, let's say, Oxbrook, would they be likely to take this route? Or would they go the whole hog that way? I'm going to make sure the speed limit is, you know, heavily reduced compared to the highway road, because you probably want them all to use the highway road a little bit more. But this is going to continue to come in. But I need it to, at this point here, be on the ground. So how that's going to do it, I don't know. So if I go here, and then if I elevated that to there, if we then sloped you to here, for example, so that bridge goes all the way across. It's quite a dominant bridge, isn't it? The ships can go under it perfectly fine. Alright, let's sort out that little bit of elevation change. And that leads us directly into Crude. It's like a very, it's a very direct route, isn't it? But I don't know if I want it to be like that, to be honest with you, because we have the highway coming in like here. Unless I utilize the highway to connect to that as well. Or we just have this highway connect to this, and that's the ring. But then again, they will then slowly start using this more as being the main connection in. So I somewhat have to technically get these guys connected. I think the best way to do that would be not having... I mean, this is my issue, really. Maybe whacking a roundabout at some point. But then I have to bend this up to then kind of come in. You would want it around here, but how the land is formed doesn't quite work that way. So we're going to have to kind of make it work that way. So if I take this height, and I bulk this to about there, we're going to have to kind of slightly adjust this. Alright, brush size up. So I'm creating a larger plateau for Crude to be glorious. Alright, smoothing around here, but I want these smoothing angles a lot wider. Or not brush strength, brush size down. So if I pick here and cut in, if I pick there and cut in, there and cut in there. So I kind of want it about here. So then with the smoothing in, if I just very lightly rough it up, that should work. And then we should then get this road here to there. So that will kind of bend. So if I got the roundabout on that connection, I don't know if I can do it now. Yeah, I can. 82 big, do you reckon? Or would it work with a 60 here? No, we'll go with that. I know it's all skew-if at the minute, but we're gonna kind of put it all on the same level. And then we'll terraform the land around it. I've got an idea. So object height of, for example, you. So, oh no, can I undo that? To object height, let's go for this one there, that node. So it's a bit more raised, so we're coming up a bit more. So we'll raise this up, and it will overpass this and pretty much create this. Okay, we've got to do 2 lanes there to make them turn off twice as quick. That's how it will work over here. So the land... Right, let's go normal brush size right now. Cover all that in, kind of bulk around it slightly, and maybe kind of create a little bit of a sticky out bit there and there. And then do a bit rough on the old smoothing. That lead us into this. Bit more glorious. And then we get the... So going across this, it will be like a 4-lane road style anyway, because the way we're kind of bringing it all in. So I want it to be elevated by 10. Now bring it in by 5. Elevated by 10. Bring it back, because I'm creating the nodes is what I'm doing. That completely passes over it. So we'll have the slips coming in. Oh my god, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons here to navigate. So if I kill this back a bit. Actually, I kill it there because we're gonna have to slip the bends in anyway. And I'll do the connection based off the 4-lane road. Because then I can sort out how the rest of it all connects, and when I drop it down to the singular road at some point. So forget about the height differences right now. We can kind of sort that out moving forward. But I could create something here to kind of connect them all up. So we can utilize this ring road a bit more. We've got this connection here as well. That will kind of work out fairly well for us. Now that road here can probably pass down here, go across there, create another connection, which means the road that comes to come over here and ends as a trumpet. This all works out fairly well. So if I went and did an elevated 10 there, and literally just kept this coming through. So where's the snap? The snap is pretty much there. So I know that drops down, but that's how we could have this then come round and bend, and how we get it to connect. So if I ran a straight bit... See, would it be all elevated now? I don't know if it would. Okay, maybe not have it elevated, but I'm trying to find, again, follow the topography. So I could have it coming down here, stretching just there. So we're doing like a little bit of a wiggle as it comes down to connect pretty much back up. There's so much infrastructure going on that I'm trying to keep on top of right now. I'm trying to do like 4 projects in one go. Maybe I should just focus on one. Right, here we go. So we'll connect you to there on this side. So that's not really too much to ask for, which is pretty sweet. You to there. Which is, again, pretty sweet. And then you to here. So a little bit of a wiggly bend right there, but it all leads up. And that's how that connects. So we'll have a connection here for this highway section. We'll have a connection there as well. And that will end there as a trumpet. And that becomes our alternative route to cross the river to the brand new crude. Man, there's a lot going on right now, isn't there? There really is a lot going on. But I think most importantly first, then we sort out this roundabout and get everybody connected to it. So same again here. Let me see what I can do. So that is an 11. It's not really going to work out the same. So what I'll do instead, we know we're pretty much straight here. So if I just elevate this, we know we're straight there and about 6 off. So if I pull this up by 10, and then on this, okay, it's not really going to work on that side. 10, bring it up. Because now I'm realizing we're kind of bending slightly away from that section. So we'll pull in to there by, and what's that there? 7. Okay, so this one's not going to be as beautiful as the last one we created, but it should still work nevertheless. Now I don't know whether I'm also bulking this up to a 2-lane road. At this point, I can maybe pull that in. I don't know whether I'm bulking this up to a 2-lane road. I mean, maybe I should do for the connection just there. So if I was to do that, and alright, sort this out. And I'll just take it to there, because I don't know whether it will end there to keep in line with this. So we just do a turn off there, but not back on. We'll see. It's one of those things, I just don't know how busy these roads are going to be to have something like this. So 7, 7, and then flip that one round. Bend it all in. So that works on that side. And I'll sort the angles out momentarily. So if I just upgrade you to, oh, wrong style, to about there and there, because I don't really know where we're going to create said connection on this now, because we're bending like mental. So if I just focus on first the 7. In that case, there will be a 6, which is fine. I then want to have at this height us connecting in. All right, let me just get the connections. All right, we're gonna use the. We're gonna free hand this one. We're free-handing this connection right now with the Move It tool. So that bends in up to there. So that one kind of looks kind of fine. I mean, forget the heights. It's more the angles. Does it work? Bring that down to there a bit more. Yeah, you can almost get away with it. It's not the prettiest, but we're just kind of wiggling all in different directions right now. It's all over the place, so it just kind of completely throws you all off. Right, okay, before I get too fixated on this, I'm just going to sort out all of this right now before I literally do get too fixated on it. Bam. Bam. So, like I said, it's not pretty. Hang on, I'm doing all these angles. I haven't even done this side in angles. So in reality, you want to go from there to there, and then down to here. You first want to do that before I do this. That's a bit better. That side will be okay. I just want to sort this out right now. So everyone is on the same page right now, which is good. Real good. So quickly sort out the lane math on this. Is there even lane math on this? I mean, this is... Hang on, this... Firstly, this is facing the wrong way around. Yeah, okay, we're all good there. There we go. There we go. I know I've got to do the splits there as well, but I was going to set it up for now because we've got no one really coming in, so we can kind of get away with that. So that's how we lead in through here. There's going to be no need for this ring road just yet. So around here, even though we've got the highway coming there, we will have stuff in. Like, might be the odd bit of industry. Roads will come down from down the hill to connect to this ever so often. So it will make sense for us to have a connection to the highway. Or maybe not, I don't know. I don't know. We will. 100% we will. This one's really too high, so I don't know whether we'll have it here or whether we kind of localize it more over on this side. I don't know. It's an interesting one. We still got to bring a train line over as well. That's going to be an interesting part. Right, so let me just quickly work with these right now. So the 2 laners. Bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. Right, 2 lanes in and out, which allow then the traffic to, like, for example, you guys know this already, but they filter in. Whether they're turning left or right, they've got 2 lanes to kind of merge on the roundabout at a time, thus alleviating a little bit more of the traffic. So it should work out for us. Who knows? You never know. The game does my head in at times, but there we go. So, yeah, that all leads us over right now. This little kind of national road is working wonders too. I think we're going to be winners. Or maybe not. Or maybe not. This is such a big project just to gain an extra like 15,000 people. That the town's not even going to be that big. But, you know, you got to have the infrastructure in place or the whole thing will just crumble. So, continuing this on then. We will... I'll do a... Can I do like a 30 by 30 bend? Or is that too much, do you reckon? I think that's too much. We'll do a 20 by 20, 20 by 20 bend. So we'll do a 20 by 20, 20 by 20 bend. And now we're starting to come towards the end of this where I can maybe do something with it, but just kind of wiggle it through just to kind of change a little bit of the approaches, the layouts, all that kind of stuff. And I don't know whether it will kind of go down to connect per se to here, or I just leave it all for this roundabout. But then again, they can't get in anywhere else because the way this is kind of all set up. So yeah, we'll probably do like another roundabout down at some point. And looking at the angles right now, if I did it from here, and if we used our connection to get it connected. So it's all a bit different over in Crude right now, isn't it? It all feels a little bit different. So that'll lead down to there. So we wiggled it, so it's not so much of a straight route, even though it's going to be the main route they use. Whack a roundabout there, whack one there. But I won't do all that until I start to move the residents in. We've got a couple of crossings coming in right now, which is quite exciting. We also need to think about the train line too. And bring cargo over here. So, same with passenger lines as well. We got cargo issues all sailing around right now. Even though we do have issues, they're not caught up on because they're just kind of waiting for their time. But it looks like to me at the minute they're all trying to get into here, which is interesting. But I do need to kind of alleviate these lines a little bit too. So rather than having a train line maybe pass through, what if I just stuck a cargo airport and then they can fly the goods over? They could ship the goods. I mean, then again, I could have a shipping route. I think that would be the better options for us. I think they really would. Now, they all want to go over to here. And the reason for that is because, right, it has all these warehouses that need goods. It's got a couple of factories over here as well that need to produce the goods. So you're going to have backlogs for days. Sometimes you get them, and then sometimes they do disappear. But they're all coming in slowly but surely. Wanted to get down this area. That train station can only accept as many as it can right now. But we might need to bulk it up. But that's a headache for another time. that is a headache for another time. So this is all flowing perfectly well. It's all doing their jobs. So I think we probably will be ready to start accepting new peeps over. So let's sort this out then, because the elevations of this is shocking. So we'll go from here to there, and that will raise it quite considerably high, but we kind of needed to with all the ships going underneath it. Glorious. And we're just going to create a very simplistic trumpet. So bringing it across. What levels are we on? There we go. So yeah, so bringing it across then. And we kind of somewhat need to run parallel. So if I went up there, just to about there, just enough to kind of give us that bend. So if I cancel that off. So now all of a sudden we're running parallel, which makes it so much more easier to kind of connect it up as a trumpet. We're just then going to bring it down to earth. So we've gone quite long-winded on this as well, which is also interesting. And then it's just a case of we're 15 away, so if I did a 10 by 10, and then we do a 7 and a 7 in this style of road. I don't know how busy this is going to be, but if it is busy, then I'll bulk up and add in some turning lanes and make this so far down like a certain style of road, like asymmetrical to a certain extent. But again, this is all stuff I don't know what's going to happen until I actually start to see the traffic come into play. So drop that down. Let it do what it gotta do, boys. Let it do what it gotta do. Yeah. Right. A lot of wiggling. A lot of messing about. Again, I've moved this further down to here. Because I just don't know how many people are going to go through Drought to go that way across. They might come down this way, take a more major route. I don't know. It's just we're playing around with things. We are playing around with things right now. So we do have the backlog with the trains, as everybody does want to get in. Now, what we could do is slightly extend some of the lines turning in. Again, I do need to rework this train line. I kind of need to do something very similar to what I've done down here, which has kind of kept this all free. It's just I never worked with this and just added more and more connections on. So I do need to work with this a little bit better to have a little bit more freedom with the trains. But ultimately, they're all trying to get over to here, which is not great. It really is not great. And this can only accept so many trains coming in. So I might add I don't know if it's add a second one in to put it on the other side so we can really disperse it, but again, that's not really solving the issue. But I gotta sort this wire anyway, because a lot of these trains are stuck into areas that they don't really want to be stuck into. So yeah, it's all fun and games, guys. It's all fun and games right now. I've got too many export areas that collect in this section than I need. I could get rid of this and let them all direct themselves to the airport, which would be 10 times better because a lot of the goods can be kind of flown over and then drove down the road. That's probably what I need to do. So big, silky, smooth roads that lead here, there, and everywhere. We have big plans for what is to come into Crude right now. We are probably going to cause many, many issues down the long run as we start to build and have more demand coming across, which has got to go through routes that I once never prepared or had placed down for that type of demand. So it is going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. Now, for these cargo areas, I'm thinking I'm probably going to kill off this one here because they could use the airport, which is just nearby. I'll keep this one in over here because it's the one that's going to ship the goods to and from over to Crude, or I might just completely cancel that altogether, turn this train line going straight across in, have something connected up. I know it does connect down to here, but that's what this is for now, so we don't need the ships coming all the way down. I've got big plans for this that will get solved in the next coming episodes. Guys, Even though we added no residents, we've somehow managed to gain 2,500. So that is glorious. Until next time, I'll see you all soon. So good. Bye-bye.